Hello, welcome back to my new video. Yankee fans imagined what it might be like to watch Corey Seager take advantage of the short porch and right. They thought about Justin Verlander lighting up the radar gun pitching as the teams know. Two-starter. They imagined Carlos Correa joining Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton to establish the new murderer's row. Instead, the big names in free agency signed elsewhere. Seager will be a Ranger. Verlander is back in Houston. Correa will be the shortstop for the Twins. The result is an offseason that, at best, Yankee fans are calling a disappointment and, at worst, are calling it a disaster. But there is still plenty of reason for optimism in the Big Apple. The Yankees return one of the best power-hitting lineups in the sport and boast a pitching staff that ranks among the league's best. The Sporting News projection model sees them as having a 5.2% chance to win the World Series, sixth in the American League. Why do the Yankees have sleeper potential in 2022? The Sporting News breaks it down. Why the Yankees won't be as bad as everybody thinks. Before we dive too deeply into the Yankees' 2022 campaign, let's take a look back at the 2021 season. New York finished the year with a 92-70 record, identical to that of the division rival Red Sox, but Boston held the tiebreaker and was able to host the AL wild card game. The Red Sox jumped all over Jarrett Cole in the first 3 innings and piled on late to win the game 6-2 and eliminate the Yankees from the postseason. The early exit marked the third time in 4 years that the Yankees failed to make it past the American League Division Series. Most teams would take a 92-70 record and a trip to the playoffs. But the Yankees aren't most teams, and the year was viewed as a letdown. Here's why 2022 is poised to be different. Pitching will be even better. The Yankees had the 6th best ERA and FIP last year at 3.76 and 3.90. Cole was a Cy Young finalist. The rest of the rotation was reliable, and the bullpen was phenomenal. In 2022, the pitching might be even better. Cole was the unquestioned ace of the staff, but lacked the second-star caliber pitcher most playoff teams have today. Montgomery and Talon pitched well and established that they belong in the rotation long-term. But German continued to struggle with home runs, while Courts pitched past the 6th inning only twice in 14 starts. Kluber now pitches for the Rays. But the Yankees will be getting a major weapon to add to the rotation in 2022, Luis Severino. The 28-year-old starter returned to appear in 4 games out of the bullpen in 2021 after recovering from Tommy John surgery that sidelined him for most of 2019 and all of the shortened 2020 season. But in his only 2 seasons in the majors, he's proven he's got the potential to be one of the sport's best pitchers. Those 2 years could rival Cole's standout 2021 season. The question will be whether he can return to that level. Severino's fastball averaged 97.6 miles per hour in both 2017 and 2018. According to Fangraphs, and his slider averaged more than 88 miles per hour. However, in his return from surgery, his fastball averaged just 95.3 miles per hour and his slider was at 85.4 miles per hour. But on March 20th, Severino averaged 97.5 miles per hour on his fastball and 86.9 on his slider. He hit a max of 98.7 miles per hour, according to Baseball Savant. In his next start, he averaged 97.3 on the fastball and 85.9 on the slider. There is certainly going to be an innings limit on Severino after his return from surgery. But if his stuff is back up to where it has been in the past, he gives the Yankees a second ace and a real weapon in the postseason behind Cole. There aren't many teams in baseball that have the starting pitchers to match up against that 1-2 punch. Even if teams get past Cole and Severino, they would then have to deal with that bullpen, which returns key arms in Aroldis Chapman, Jonathan Loaisiga, Chad Green, Clay Holmes, and Lucas Luch. From top to bottom, this is the best pitching staff in the American League East. Josh Donaldson will thrive in Yankee Stadium. Yankee fans wanted to see Correa on the left side of the infield. But don't sleep on the move to acquire Josh Donaldson. Donaldson isn't getting any younger, but to this point, he hasn't let age impact him too much. Last year with the Twins, he launched 26 home runs and posted a slash line of .246 divided by .352 divided by .475. That's not the eye-popping .297 divided by .371 divided by .568 slash line he posted in 2015 for the Blue Jays when he won MVP. But it's also no slouch performance. It is especially a positive when compared with the Yankees' production at third a season ago. Last year, Yankees third baseman combined to slash .243 divided by .303 divided by .390 with 29 home runs and a Fangraphs WAR of 2.5. That WAR had them as only the 17th best group in the league. Donaldson's WAR last year was 2.2. There's also reason to believe Donaldson will do even better with the Yankees than he did with the Twins. For one thing, he's likely to see better pitches now that he's no longer the focal point of the offense. And for another, Yankee Stadium offers a more hitter-friendly environment than Target Field. Baseball Savant grades Yankee Stadium as the 12th best park in the majors for right-handed batters to hit home runs, while Target Field graded out as 20th. Donaldson slashed only .229 divided by .339 divided by .410 with 10 home runs at home. He slashed .265 divided by .364 divided by .539 and hit 16 home runs on the road. His HRFB rate at home was 14.7%, but 22.2% on the road. There are at least 3 additional home runs for Donaldson in Yankee Stadium in 2021 than there were at Target Field. That number might be even larger if some of the hits that bounced off the wall travel over the shorter porches in Yankee Stadium. According to Baseball Savant, Donaldson would have had 33 home runs had he played at Yankee Stadium. He also will now be playing more often in Orioles Park in Camden Yards, Fenway Park, Tropicana Field, and the Rogers Center. Orioles Park and Rogers Center both rank as top 10 places for right-handed batters to hit home runs, while the lowest of the 4 is Tropicana Field, which ranks 21st. In the AL Central, he more often played at Guaranteed Rate Field, Progressive Field, Comerica Park, and Kauffman Stadium. This could be a year for Donaldson to return more to the 30-plus homer seasons he had been accustomed to earlier in his career. Yankees 2021 first-rounder Trey Sweeney off to flaming start to 2022. The New York Yankees' top shortstop prospects are so numerous that when you start to list them off, you begin to sound like someone recounting Santa's reindeer. You know Volpe and Vargas, Arias and Peraza. You get the point. You don't want to get the point, necessarily, but you certainly do. 2021 first-round pick Trey Sweeney should theoretically not be buried in anybody's system with his superior bat tool, but he's gotten lost in the Yankees shuffle just a bit. So far in 2022, he's letting that bat do the talking in an effort to crack league-wide top 100 lists like his predecessors in breaking out, Anthony Volpe and Oswald Peraza. Will Sweeney's future be at shortstop in the Bronx if the position stays insanely crowded? Likely not, but that's nothing to be ashamed of. Should the Yankees find a role for him if he keeps torpedoing the ball, though? Yes, Yankees shortstop prospect Trey Sweeney is putting the team on notice. Everyone knew what Sweeney's bat was capable of. But man, it really hits different when you actually hear that thunk, doesn't it? Through just 4 games of his stint in High Hudson Valley, Sweeney posted 7 hits in 19 at-bats, knocking in 7 runs as well. Unfortunately, he went hitless in the 2 games that followed, but still triple-slashed .250 divided by .344 divided by .571 overall with several highlight-worthy hacks. He's already cemented himself in a fearsome trio atop that order alongside Everson Pereira and Austin Wells, 2 other stud bats the Yankees might need to bend over and find room for in the not-so-distant future. Pereira's already been protected on the 40-man roster at the age of 21, so anything's possible, right? Every Yankee fan has their own personal favorite of the future shortstop stars, and though it does feel like things are getting relatively crowded, we have to preach patience here. After all, don't you folks remember how difficult it is for even one upper echelon guy to make it at the next level wearing pinstripes? Sweeney making his case to be considered an elite bat only helps the Yankees' future by giving them more bites at the apple. So far, so extremely fun. If you enjoyed this video, then leave a like, and if you are new, then don't forget to subscribe. See you till the next video. Thank you for watching.